Barely 3 hours after Claude Code was released, I set it up on Windows and it was not easy. I remember it didn't support Windows directly, so I had to use WSL. After that, I set it up on macOS, then on Linux. But since then, things have changed so much, and now I want to show you how to set up Claude Code like a pro user without wasting time. But just in case you haven't seen me before, I'm Joe. I've taught more than 5,000 developers how to use Claude Code since I adapted it in my workflow from the very first day. If you're interested in learning all the tricks and getting new tutorials on upcoming features of Claude Code, hit that subscribe button and check out my newsletter link in the description. Setting up Claude Code is now straightforward, but first you need to understand how Claude Code works before you start using it. Initially, it was only a terminal tool, but now it's available on Claude Desktop on the web and still in the terminal, and it also comes with a VS Code extension. In this video, I'll cover all these approaches of setting up Claude Code and even go beyond the simple setup to show you the kind of configuration that will scale your team and make you a coding wizard using Claude Code, even if you are a complete beginner. To get the best out of this video, you need to watch until the end because I've distilled months of knowledge and experience into this one video to help you set up Claude Code the right way as a professional. This is going to save you tons of hours wasted trying to figure out how things work. Let me show you how to get started with Claude Code setup the professional way. Before we get to the installation, let me show you that Claude Code isn't just one thing. There are actually several ways you can use it. First, there is the terminal version, and this is what we're going to be installing in this video. This is the core Claude Code experience where you interact with Claude Code directly from the command line. Then there is the desktop app, a native application that lets you run multiple Claude Code sessions with a graphical user interface. Then there is Claude Code on the web, where you can run tasks on secure cloud infrastructure without using your local machine. And finally, there is the VS Code extension, which integrates with Claude Code directly into your VS Code with a visual interface. Today, we are focusing on the terminal installation because this is the foundation. Once you have this working, you can easily use any other option. We will have a full deep dive video on VS Code extension in one of the videos in this series. Now that you understand these three options, let's look at the steps of setting up. First, there are system requirements that are needed for you to run Claude Code. For operating system, it supports Windows 10 or higher, which is what we're going to use in this video. It supports macOS 10.15 or higher, and Ubuntu 20.04 and Debian 10 or higher. If you're on Windows like me, you'll need either WSL1 or WSL2 or Git Bash for Windows. In this video, we'll be using Git for Windows to install Claude Code. For hardware, you'll need at least 4 GB RAM. More RAM will give you better performance, but 4 GB is the minimum. For software, you need Node.js version 18 or higher. Don't worry if you don't have this installed. We are going to install it together in the next step. For network, you need an internet connection for authentication with your Claude account or your Anthropic console API. For shell requirements, Claude Code works best in Bash or fish shells. On Windows, we will use Git Bash. And finally, location. You must be in an Anthropic supported country to use Claude Code. Now that we know what we need, let's start with the prerequisites. The first prerequisite is we need to check if Node.js is installed. Let me check if it's already installed. I'll open my command prompt and type node --version. If you type this command, you should see a version number that is 18.0.0 or higher. If you see this, you're good to go and you can skip this step. In my case, it's okay, it's version 20. If you don't have this installed, you need to go to nodejs.org. Here on the homepage, you'll see the LTS version. That stands for long-term support. This is the recommended version for most users. Click on the Windows installer and download it. Once the download is complete, run the installer. Click next through the setup wizard and make sure you check that box that says add to path. This is important if you need to run Node from any terminal. Of course, you accept the license agreements and the installation will be successful. The next prerequisite that we need to check is the Node Package Manager. We'll use the command npm -version. And if you see it's installed, like in my case, everything is set up correct. Node.js has been installed, Node Package Manager is installed, and we are now ready to install Claude Code. But just before we proceed, make sure you have Git for Windows installed. If you don't, go to this website, git-scm.com, and install Git Bash first. This gives you the Git Bash that Claude Code needs to run on. The next step is now installing Claude Code. In this video, I'll be installing it on Windows, as I've mentioned before, and in general, Windows setup has two options. The first option, Claude Code, can be installed within WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux, and I demonstrated this in my previous video. Claude Code supports both WSL1 and WSL2. The other option that Claude Code can be installed on Windows is the native Windows installation with Git Bash. I'll use the second option, and this option comes with 3 commands that we can use to install Claude Code. The first is using PowerShell. In this method, you open PowerShell as an administrator. To do this, you right-click on the Start menu and select Terminal. Paste this installation command and click Enter. You'll see downloading and installing Claude Code. This might take a minute or two depending with your internet connection. Wait for the installation to be completed. The second option for installing Claude Code on Windows is using the command prompt. Open command prompt and run it as an admin. Then use this curl command to download and install Claude Code. This works the same as the PowerShell command. My favorite installation method is the simplest of them all, which is using the npm command. Copy this npm command into your Windows terminal and ensure you're running the terminal as admin. This will quickly install Claude Code into your system, and you can see it has 2 packages. After installing Claude Code successfully, you can test it by typing Claude, and you can see this warning. Do you want to work on this folder and the permission requirements with the options yes, continue, and no, exit. When you have Claude Code installed using npm, you can use this command to check the installation package. It shows you the path of your package, and this is very useful when you're trying to uninstall Claude Code. To uninstall Claude Code, you can use this command, npm uninstall-global at anthropic-ai/Claude Code. You should see the packages have been removed. You can run the previous command to check to see if the directory is empty. Now that Claude Code has been installed and you've learned how to uninstall it, let's now launch it. To launch Claude Code after installation, you simply type Claude. You get this warning, as I mentioned before, do you want to work in this folder, with the options of yes and no. You can use the up and down arrows in the keyboard to navigate these kind of messages in Claude Code. Pick yes and click to continue. This will take you to the next screen of authentication. But if you're logged in, like in my current state, you can test the installation using this command /doctor. This should give you this kind of message, which shows diagnostic, currently running npm global, the version of Claude Code, the path, the configuration, install method, which is global, the auto updates default, update permissions, search, and of course the press enter to continue. Another quick way to check if Claude installation was successful, you can check the version of Claude that has been installed in your system. You need to exit the current Claude session and simply type Claude:\version. You should see the version of Claude Code that has been installed, something like 2.0.6.1. But when you launch Claude Code for the first time, you will encounter this welcome screen with the message, let's get started. Then you can choose your style, and you have these options, dark mode, light mode, and this function at the bottom. And here is where you're supposed to pick your theme for Claude Code. And again, you use the up and down arrows to select either dark mode or light mode. For me, I like the dark mode, so we pick that and click enter to move to the authentication. Claude Code authentication option. When you run Claude Code for the first time, you'll be asked to authenticate. Claude Code offers 3 authentication options. The first option is Claude Console. This is the default option. You'll need an active billing at console.anthropic.com till open the browser and use your Gmail account or your email to automatically log in. The second option is Claude App with Pro and Max plan. This gives you a unified subscription that includes both Claude Code and the web interface. The third option is the enterprise platforms like Amazon Bedrock, Google, Vertex AI. We'll cover this in the advanced videos. Let's start with API authentication. We'll start with this because this is what I use often for my coding needs. I already have my Anthropic account set up, and we're going to use Gmail to log in and authenticate. It takes a few seconds to log in into your account, and it returns with this message. Claude Code would like to connect to Anthropic organization account with your account name and this authorize button. Click on the authorize button and it will return with this message, build something great. You are all set up for Claude Code now. You can close this window. Let me give you a quick tour of my Anthropic account. This is the dashboard, and we have this side panel that has this menu to navigate your dashboard. And you can go straight to the bottom to find your API keys menu. On this menu, you can open to create API keys, manage billing, and top up your API credits to use Claude Code via API. In my current setup, I like to use Claude Code using my API and let my other Cloud Pro account for other AI assistant tasks. The use of the API gives me control on my usage budget, and also it helps me to keep coding work separate from other AI tasks. On returning to the terminal, you'll see Claude Code has been logged in successfully. Press enter to continue. You will immediately see this message. That is a security message that cautions you about running Claude Code and also the potential risk of prompt injection. So be careful where you run Claude Code. After installing Claude Code successfully and logging in, you need to learn how to log out from this account. You may want to connect another account. To log out, you simply use this command /logout and you'll see this message that you've been successfully logged out. The next authentication method is using the subscription, and you can do it if you only have a premium cloud account. In my case, I have two accounts that I use for my work, and we're going to use one to log in. Once you select that option, you'll see the redirection to your account, and if you're already logged in, the message to authorize Claude Code to use your Pro account will come up, again with the authorize button. Just like the previous method of API, you simply click on the authorize button and again you'll see the login message, and you'll simply have been logged in successfully using your subscription method. There are also other methods that you can access Claude Code, but before we wrap this up, let me quickly show you these other methods. The first is the Claude Desktop. This is the Claude Desktop app. It's a native application that you can download from claude.ai/download. With the desktop app, you can run multiple Claude Code sessions simultaneously using Git worktrees, and you can also launch Claude session directly from this app. The next is the Claude Code on the web. This is the web version. You can access it at claude.ai/code. This is perfect for running tasks on secure cloud infrastructure. Great for bug fixes, routine tasks, or if you want to work on repositories that aren't available on your local machine. It's even available on the Claude iOS app. This is the Claude Desktop and the Claude Code on the web, placed side by side. You can see the close similarities both in the user interface and the functionality. The next is the Claude Code on IDEs, and in particular VS Code. This is the VS Code extension, which is available in other IDEs like JetBrains that include IntelliJ, PyCharm, WebStorm, and more. This gives you a native IDE experience with a dedicated side panel, plan mode with editing, and ability to see cloud changes in real time. You can also launch Claude Code in the terminal in one of these IDEs. I like to use it in VS Code. This is my favorite way of using Claude Code inside VS Code. I simply open the terminal and launch Claude Code by simply typing Claude. And this works well where I have both the IDE experience and the terminal experience. Now let's look at the ways to troubleshoot Claude Code setup. Troubleshooting. I'll quickly cover some of the common issues you might run into when you're setting up Claude Code. If you see the error node not found, you need to run this command node:\version to verify node is installed. Then restart your terminal after installing Node.js. If you get the error, permissions denied, on Windows make sure you are running PowerShell as administrator. and never use sudo with npm installation. Another common error is command not found. For this, you need to restart your terminal completely, then run Claude Doctor to diagnose the issue. For Windows users with bash paths issues, you can use this path manually to fix that issue. And if your authentication fails, check your internet connection, verify that you are in a country that supports Anthropic, and try authenticating again. To complete the Claude Code setup, you need to know how you can update Claude in the future. It's simple and straightforward. You should run the command Claude update regularly to check if your current Claude version is up to date. You should also check out this other video that is on the screen that will show you how to use Claude Code terminal effectively and take your skills to the next level. Finally, if you found this video useful, kindly give it a like and do not forget to subscribe. As always, one like, one subscribe gives me one more step forward to bringing you great content. Thank you, and I appreciate.